The best.
स्टेशनरी में आएगा ना?
हाँ मोस्ट सब
IIT. It's IIT. We'll start shortly. We'll start shortly. Pardon. दूसरे बोलो. Yes,
Yes, yes, I can hear you. Please start. I think we can start.
I would like to welcome Dr. Sangeeta from IIT Kharagpur and Dr. Issa Chaudhary from IIT Patna for your kind support. And with your permission, I'll ask Tanuka to start her presentation.
You are not audible at all. You're just not audible.
Am I audible now, ma'am?
Yeah, better. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you for your comments on my thesis, and I have incorporated those compliances, and it has definitely been more comprehensive and robust. And also, thank you everyone online who is present for the VIVA today. Starting with my presentation. The topic of my research is a study on the work from home facility and its impact on employee satisfaction and employees' performance in the service sector. A little about myself. I'm Tanuka. I'm heading the HR department of Awesome Dairy. That is a dairy organization based out of Ranchi. And I've got 16 years of experience in human resource management. I'm also a certified POSH trainer, and currently I'm pursuing PhD from ICFI. Now, the topic work from home is very close to my heart because I have experienced this firsthand, in the sense that before pandemic, we were working from office. So at that point of time, it was perceived that work from home facility does not really enhance employee job performance. Then came pandemic 2019, when we were forced to work from home, wherein being a part of the senior management, I understand what the employers expect out of the work from home facility. Also, being an employer, I understand the benefits and drawbacks that the employees may face while working from home. Again, as per my nature of work, since I am in a higher position now, I can afford to opt for and work from home. But when I was working as a junior executive in industrial relations in a factory, even if I was given the opportunity to work from home, I would not be able to do it because of the nature of my job. Also, being a female, I understand the gender perspective of the facility, in the sense that females may have more stress and blurred work and home boundaries. There have been times when even I attend meetings with video on mute, video and audio on a mute, working in the kitchen. So I do understand the aspects of work from home. Now, delving into my presentation, this is the flow of my presentation. With technological advancements and how people do their jobs and how they view their jobs, there has been a shift in the mindset, wherein employers and employees are now employees are now viewing work from home facility as a viable alternative for their to their traditional office based model. Now, employee may prefer working from home because they get the benefits of improved work life balance, reduced commuting time and expenses, increased autonomy and control over their work environment. Employees may prefer working from home, the work from home facility, because it leads to cost reduction in terms of office space, infrastructure. It also gives them enhances employee satisfaction and provides them with better loyal employees, and helps them in retaining the employees. Also, now, since work from home doesn't have a location constraint, the recruitment process becomes easier. Employers now have a bigger pool to get talent from. Some studies show that the impact of work from home on job satisfaction is the impact of work from home on job satisfaction is positive because of increased flexibility and autonomy. However, certain studies also say that there are challenges like feelings of isolation, limited social interactions, and blurred work-life boundaries. The effect of impact of work from home on employee performance. In the work from home facility, employees may may have fewer distraction, reduced commuting fatigue, and customizable work environments. This may improve focus and productivity. Also, from the gender perspective, flexibility in work hours allows optimal output and attracts a diverse workforce. Many female employees are able to continue with their careers because of this facility. But again, there are drawbacks, like there is limited face-to-face communication, and there is delayed decision making and problem solving, because now everyone is sitting at different locations and not the same location. Work from home facility is not a very new concept. In the 2019 IWG Global Workplace Survey, it has been found that in Germany, it was prevalent for 80% of the businesses. In Brazil, 76% of the businesses followed work from home. And in India, 58% followed work from home. This is mostly the IT companies of India. A Stanford study that was made in China for the largest travel company of China, it had taken 500 employees from the travel agency, and they were asked to work from home for a period of 2 years. Now, in that span of 2 years, it was seen that their performance had increased by 20%, which is basically adding 1 day to the weekday of the employee. But even then, after the experiment was over, after 2 years, 50% of these 500 employees wanted to come back to work from home, wanted to come back to office for work. Now, this shows that even though work from home has its set of advantages, not everyone is comfortable in working from home. Another survey, that is the National Compensation Survey, shows that only 7% of the workers in United States have the option to work remotely. Now, this is primarily available for the higher paid knowledge workers like financial analysts and senior management employees. This survey also showed that for a certain nature of job that requires the employees to be on field, for them, work from home was not an option. For example, servers at a restaurant, plumbers, their nature of job is such that work from home will not be viable for them. In India, flexible work became more prevalent after the pandemic struck, and that point of time was was referred to as the world's largest work from home transition. Here I have shown the statistics as of now. It is as of 21st May 2024. So in India, even now, 12.7% are working from home full time, 28.2% are in hybrid mode, 71% still prefer flexible options. As per the global status, 98% want to work remotely and 91% have positive experience doing that, while 71% prefer fully remote work, only 1% of the employees prefer full-time office. Now, the hybrid workers also find virtual meetings time savings, IT and tech in remote work adoption, and 58% of tech workers prefer remote work even with a lower salary. The problem statement. The problem statement typically articulates the issue or challenge that the research seeks to address. In my research, the problem statements are as follows. So there is a lack of comprehensive studies examining the effects of work from home on employee performance and employee satisfaction, also taking into account the influence of the demographic factors such as age, gender, and designation, particularly in the IT and education sectors of Ranchi. Yes, work from home has its advantages, but how the facility impacts the employee well-being and productivity is still an area of concern. The absence of direct supervision and limited face-to-face interaction may pose challenge to the satisfaction level of the employees while they're working from home. Also, understanding if job satisfaction mediates the relationship between the work from home facility and job performance, and if it does mediate, to what extent does it mediate? This can provide valuable insights because it will provide the companies with the mechanisms through which the companies would be able to optimize employee performance. Then also, again, there is also a need to investigate the complex dynamics of the relationship between work from home, job performance, and job satisfaction. This will be valuable to develop strategies and policies that optimize performance and enhance employee satisfaction. Research motivation. The shift in work culture, as in now the employers and employees have a mindset shift. They are now looking at work from home facility as a viable alternative to the traditional office-based model. Organizational adoption for IT, work from home was still prevalent, but then even in the education sector, it has been quick to adapt the work from home facility after the pandemic. But understanding how this adaptation of the facility has impacted the employee job performance is important because that would contribute to the overall success and success of the organization. This study aims to fill knowledge gaps on the impact of work from home on job performance and satisfaction in Ranchi's service sector, sector-specific dynamics. Now, every sector is different. Every sector has its individual set of challenges and opportunities. The work culture is different for every sector. Hence, it is important to understand how the work from home facility impacts the job performance of the employees of these particular sectors. Performance management in work from home settings. It is difficult to manage a team in a remote setting as compared to what it would have been if it was a traditional office model. There can be communication barriers. There's a lot of technological dependencies. There can be collaboration challenges. So all these may hamper the performance management in the work from home settings. Overall, the research aims to provide evidence-based insights into work from home satisfaction and performance implications within education and IT sector. The significance of the study. The insights may help in designing policies that would boost job satisfaction, maximizing employee performance. The insights gained may be used to make strategies that would optimize performance, ensuring productivity and organizational success. Study will guide the organizations to establish proper channels of communication and to build in trust and providing proper training to the employees and employers alike, so that there is a better remote team management. Promoting employee well-being. These insights from this study would also help in formation of policies that would support employee well-being and mitigate burnout and maintain work-life balance. In contribution to academic research, the study used enriched literature on work from home, job satisfaction, and job performance. Scope of the study. So for the scope of the study, the IT sector and education sector of Ranchi has been taken. IT sector has been a choice for the study because the work from home has been prevalent in the IT sector, and the pandemic had accelerated the adoption of hybrid work models, blending office-based and remote setups. For the education sector, before pandemic, it was not that prevalent, the work from home facility. But then even this sector was quick to adapt. There was this overnight transition wherein the professors were trying to impart knowledge through online modes. Many professors were not that comfortable with technology, but they had to learn new tools like Zoom and Google Meet to impart knowledge to the students. Even the students could had faced challenges like not everyone had a laptop or a mobile phone. There were news also that certain underprivileged students had to buy second-hand mobile phone just to attend the colleges and universities. Both IT and education sectors in Ranchi have a diverse workforce. The workforce is from different backgrounds, there are different skill sets, different age groups. So this would provide diversity, and this diversity would provide valuable insights in the in the influence of the demographical factors, or like age, gender, and designation in my study. The work from home arrangements within Ranchi context would help me understand the region-specific challenges and opportunities that are faced by the IT and the education sector. Also, as the capital of Jharkhand, Ranchi plays a pivotal role in shaping policy discussions. So whichever policy or strategy will the new policies and strategies that would come would first be implemented in Ranchi, and if it is a success, probably it will then be rolled out to the other parts of Jharkhand. Now, the small to medium-sized organizations have been chosen for this study, and the extent to which these organizations have implemented the work from home facility has been taken into account. And the study is confined to the service sector of Ranchi, hence it may not encapsulate the entire spectrum of work from home experiences across various sectors of the regions, the sectors or regions within the country. Coming to literature review, work from home and job satisfaction. Certain studies have said that work from home has enhanced job satisfaction because it provides flexibility and autonomy. It provides better control over the schedules and workspaces, and reduces stress and increased job satisfaction. But again, certain studies have also said that there are negative effects of work from home in the sense that there are feelings of isolation and blurred work-life boundaries. The importance of social interaction and clear demarcation between work and home life has been highlighted. Studies have examined the multifaceted effects of job satisfaction. It is a complex relationship because there are both benefits and drawbacks of the impact of work from home on job satisfaction. So there are research gaps, such as there is a need of diverse industry-specific studies and exploration of long-term implications. Also, it is important to understand the impact of organizational policies and support systems. Work from home's impact on job performance. There have been studies that has reported higher performance by employees in a work from home scenario owing to reduced commuting time, flexible hours, and personalized work environment. The positive impact can also be due to increased autonomy and reduced distractions, through which the employees feel more motivated and empowered. Social isolation and communicational challenges are potential drawbacks to the impact of work from home on employee job performance, especially in the India's collectivist culture, where we value interpersonal relationships. Issues such as overworking and burnout, stressing on the importance of managing work-life balance, have been highlighted by another study. It is also a complex relationship because the impact of work from home on job performance can again be it poses benefits and challenges both. Job satisfaction as a mediator. The mediating role of job satisfaction in this relationship is relatively underexplored, as stated by Nagaranjan in 2022. Higher job performance with work from home can be due to reduced commuting time, flexible hours, and comfortable work environment. In the finance sector, it was seen that increased autonomy and reduced distractions helped in increasing satisfaction. Challenges such as communication barrier, social isolation posed challenges to the impact of work from home on employee satisfaction. And job satisfaction as a mediator. The mediating role of job satisfaction on the impact of work from home on jobs performance is underexplored. Satisfied employees tend to be more productive, as per Sultana in her paper in 2021. Lack of social interaction and increased work intensity can lead to decreased job satisfaction. Age, gender, and designation. Now, the moderating role of demographic factors like age, gender, and designation are lesser explored in India. There have been studies that stated younger employees are they adapt better to the work from home facility because they are more comfortable with technology, whereas older employees may face challenges with technology and miss social office interactions. Gender differences: women often juggle professional and household responsibilities. They need extra support and interventions to perform well. In one study in the education sector, it was seen that female employees reported lower job performance due to household duties as compared to their male counterparts. Designation influence. It is in a study has stated that higher level employees have better resource and control, and that enhances their job performance, while junior level employees struggle with limited resources. Also, they need extra hand holding and support because they are less experienced in the work from home facility. Here I have just noted down some of the literatures that are related to my study. Now I have come up with some theories related to the work from home facility. The first one being self-determination theory. Self-determination theory explores human motivation and personality. It highlights the three psychological needs, that are autonomy, competence, and relatedness. And SDT explains how work from home arrangement impacts job satisfaction by either fulfilling these needs or by hindering the fulfillment of these needs. Work from home, so autonomy is the need for to feel in control of one's behavior and goals. Work from home enhances autonomy by providing flexible work schedules, flexible time, and also by giving the freedom from constant supervision of the reporting managers. Competence involves in gaining, competence means gaining mastery over a particular activity or skill. Now, work from home supports competence in the sense that when in the work from home facility, the employees can work from are working from an environment which will be more productive for them. This would improve their performance and satisfaction. Relatedness is the need to feel connected to others or a sense of belongingness. Now, work from home challenges the relatedness need in the sense that it reduces communication and face-to-face interaction, and it can create feelings of isolation and thus it affects job satisfaction inversely. Conservation of resource theory. The conservation of resource theory explains how individuals seek to obtain, retain, and protect their resources. The resource may be in form of object, personal traits, conditions, and energies. According to the COR theory, stress arises when the individual feels there is a threat to his or her resources, if there is a lack of resource gain or insufficient resource gain. If there is an actual resource loss or insufficient resource gain. Now, resource gains can be in form of increased personal time, flexibility, comfortable work environment. These criteria, they reduce stress and enhances job performance. Resource loss can be in form of social isolation, communication difficulties, blurred work-life boundaries. These would increase stress and negatively impact job performance. Resource investment. In a work from home scenario, the employees would invest their time, effort, and space in creating a workspace in the home for working from home. They may get a laptop, they may get a mic, or they will make investments so that they work from home. The work they're doing while work from home is smooth. So this investment, if effective investment, can mitigate the losses and enhance gains, improving performance. In the IT sector, the resource gains like flexibility and reduced commuting stress improve performance, but losses such as isolation pose challenges. In the finance sector also, unmanaged resources like blurred boundaries negatively affected the performance. Globally, COR theory has been used to explain how resource dynamics affect stress and performance, showing resource-rich environments facilitated by work from home lead to better outcomes. And in Indian context, sector-specific cultural and technological aspect in India, more research is required to be done. The job characteristics theory, this job characteristics, it influences employee psychological states, job satisfaction, and job performance. The five core job characteristics are skill variety, task identity, task significance, autonomy, and feedback. Now, autonomy is particularly important for work from home settings. Work from home settings provide autonomy in the form of flexibility of work schedules, work environment. Skill variety and task identity may vary based on the remote task assigned. It impacts how employees perceive their work. Now, skill variety is the number of skills required to perform a job, and task identity is looking at the bigger picture. Skill variety, for example, there are two employees in a bakery. Now, employee A's work is just to decorate cakes. He is given a plain cake. He does the icing and decoration every day. So his skill is only for decorating the cake, while employee B probably bakes the cake from scratch. Some days he bakes a cookie or a bread. So for him, the skill variety would be high because he is incorporating more skills while performing the task. So if the employees perceive their task identity and skill variety as high, then they would perform better even in the work from home scenario. One study by Kramer and Engelman found autonomy and skill variety positively correlated with job satisfaction and influenced performance outcomes. Another study highlighted the importance of clear task identity and effective feedback mechanisms in maintaining job satisfaction and performance levels in the work from home settings across different studies. Social exchange theory. Social exchange theory, according to this theory, individuals are motivated to perform well when they perceive fairness and reciprocity in their interactions with the organization. If the employee feels that he is getting something of value in return from the employer, he would perform well. Age moderates the adaptation to work from home. Now, for younger employees, some studies state that for younger employees, it is easier to adapt to the work from home facility because they are more technologically apt. They are more comfortable with technology. Again, some studies state that they may find it difficult to cope up with with adapting to work from home facility because they need extra training and more discipline. If the young employee feels that the benefits that he is getting, like technological support through the company, is more than the cost he is paying in form of social isolation, this extra training and additional support, then his performance will be enhanced. Gender dynamics. This is influenced by the distribution of domestic responsibilities. Again, for a female employee, in many cases, female employees can continue with their career because of this work from home facility, wherein she can take care of her family members and also work simultaneously. But again, with this work from home facility, the workload increases, stress increases, the work-life balance, the work-life boundaries get blurred. So if the female feels that the benefits she is getting is more than the cost she is paying in form of stress and blurred work-life balance, then her performance may be enhanced. Designation and hierarchical position effects. Access to resources, autonomy, and job performance outcomes lead to better job performance for certain designations, mainly the higher designations. Employees who have been in the organization for longer periods have likely encountered various work environments, technologies, and work cultures, enhancing their ability to adapt to the new situations, including transition to remote working. So this is the research papers, articles, and reports that I have studied during the course of my study. Research gap. The research gap that I have come up with are limited examination of moderating factors. So even though there have been researches on the impact of work from home on job satisfaction or employee performance, these studies have overlooked the influence of demographic factors that it has not been taken into account. This gap highlights the need for research that investigates the moderating influence of age, gender, and designation on the relationship between remote work and employee outcomes, specifically in the education and IT sector. Sector-specific dynamics. Now, each sector is different. They have their individual challenges and opportunities. They have got different work cultures. Now, with the adaptability of the work from home facility, how this facility impacts the performance of the employees in different sectors is something we need to study. Understanding these sector-specific dynamics is essential for uncovering challenges and opportunities associated with remote work in these fields. Holistic assessment of employee outcomes. Most studies either focus only on the impact of work from home only on job performance or job satisfaction. There is a lack of a holistic study wherein the impact of work from home has been studied on both job performance and employee satisfaction. It is important because it will give us a comprehensive study and a complete picture on how the overall impact of it will help us in understanding the overall impact on employee well-being and organizational outcomes in the education and IT sector. The research questions that have come up are: how does work from home influence employee job performance and satisfaction in the service sector of Ranchi, Jharkhand? To what extent does employee job satisfaction mediate the relationship between work from home and employee job performance in the service sector of Ranchi? How do demographic factors, including age, gender, and job designation, moderate the relationship between working from home and employee job performance in the service sector of Ranchi? And are there any differences in the impact of work from home on job performance in IT and education sectors? Through these research questions, the research objectives and research hypotheses have been derived. The first research objective is to examine the impact of work from home on employee job satisfaction and performance in the service sector of Ranchi, Jharkhand. From this objective, I have derived two hypotheses. There is a significant direct impact of work from home facility on employee performance in the service sector. There is a significant direct impact of work from home facility on job satisfaction in the service sector. The second objective is to assess the mediating role of employee job satisfaction in the relationship between working from home and employee job performance in the service sector of Ranchi, Jharkhand. From objective two hypotheses have been derived. Employee job satisfaction has a significant impact on employee job performance in the service sector, and employee job satisfaction mediates the relationship between work from home and employee performance. The third objective is to investigate how demographic factors like age, gender, and designation moderate the relationship between work from home and employee job performance in the service sector of Ranchi, Jharkhand. From the third objective, three hypotheses have been derived. Gender, age, and designation moderates the relationship between working from home and employee performance. The fourth objective is to compare the impact of work from home on job performance between employees in the education and IT sectors, considering differences in the nature and work characteristics. Hypothesis 8 states there is a significant difference on employee performance for service sector employees, the service sector being education and IT. The conceptual framework that has come up is work from home being the independent variable, its effect on employee job performance, wherein employee job satisfaction acts as the mediator and gender, age, and designation are the moderators. Research methodology. The research design, it provides us with a blueprint of how the study goes on and how to execute the study. It provides a framework for the systematic data collection, analysis, and interpretation, and it helps address research questions or test hypotheses. My study is that of a descriptive design, quantitative approach, and cross-sectional time frame. Now, the population of the research is the IT and education firms in Ranchi, Jharkhand. Sampling unit considered are the individual employees. In the education sector, it's the college, universities in Ranchi. IT sector, it's the individual companies or organizations. Sampling criteria is that the respondents should be, the minimum age should be 21 years old or above, and the educational should be a minimum of graduation. Sampling subject in the education sector is the faculty, administrators, educational professionals from the selected colleges or universities in Ranchi. In the IT sector, it's the employees, managers, or relevant personnel within the chosen IT firms. Sampling technique. Random sampling technique is used to provide an unbiased and systematic approach to sample selection. Sampling technique. So the population comprised of 31 colleges and or universities and 21 IT companies in the region. Now, from these 4 IT companies and 4 universities have been taken. This is done through a random number generator. All these companies and colleges had been given a unique number. Then these had put into the random number generator, through which we chose 4 IT companies and 4 educational institutions. Similarly, the employees of the selected institutions were given a unique code, and using random generator samples were chosen for the survey. Sample size determination. For this, a 3-fold approach has been employed, where G-power analysis program has been utilized to understand the minimum required sample size for the study. This came up to 146. Then Cochrane's formula was used to assess the adequacy of sample size. That came up to 385, and with design effect of 2, it came up to 650. The rule of thumb emphasizing a minimum of 10 times the number of variables as suggested by Van Couris has been used. This number came up to 570. Hence, the final sample size that was considered was 650. Measures of variable. For my questionnaire, I have adapted the questionnaire from the variable work from home was assessed by using a 32 item scale adapted from Alma Hamid. And these items were systematically categorized into 6 distinct dimensions: flexible work location, work-life balance, workplace design, communication, culture and motivation, and satisfaction. Job performance was assessed using a 12 item scale adapted from Rahman. And job performance was assessed, and job satisfaction was assessed using a 6 item scale adapted from Homburg. The participants were asked to express their agreement in a 5-point Likert scale ranging from 5 to 1, 5 being strongly agree, to 1 that is strongly disagree. Then a pilot study was conducted with a sample size of 45 respondents. Data was collected using a 5-point Likert survey questionnaire. These 45 respondents ranged from managerial and non-managerial employees of the education and IT sectors from the service sector. The Cronbach alpha test has been used to check the reliability of the questionnaire, and the value has come. The considered acceptable value is 0.7, and in our study, it has it is more than 0.7. Hence, it provides a strong evidence for the reliability of these 3 variables. The statistical tool used is Smart PLS structural equation modeling. I have used this tool because it helps in examining the complex relationships simultaneously among multiple variables. Also, it captures the indirect and direct effects of work from home on job performance. It takes into account the measurement error, providing a more accurate representation of relationships. It helps understand the assessment of model fit reliability and validity. Also, it takes into account the influences of the demographic of the mediating and moderating effects. So it provides a comprehensive study. Its flexibility in accommodating various types of relationships and handling complex multifaceted models makes it a suitable choice for this research. Also, ANOVA, analysis of variance, has been used for this study. It allows for the examination of whether means of multiple groups are equal, addressing both between the group and within the group variations. ANOVA investigates the impact of demographic factors on employee performance as it enables exploration of potential disparities in employee performance among different service sector. IBM SPSS 25.0 software was used to perform ANOVA. Coming to data interpretation. Demographic profile of the respondents. The age of the respondents have been showed in this chart, which is 26 to 30%, 30 years at 28%, 31 to 35 at 21%, 41 years and above of the respondents were.
I think you please come to the findings and the results now, because it's already more than half an hour and it's still you're continuing with your methodology. Come
Okay,
to
ma'am.
results, yeah.
Okay. So for the relationship testing, we had used this bootstrapping procedure where 5,000 bootstrap samples were generated. So hypothesis 1 posited that work from home facilities would exhibit a significantly positive impact on employee job performance. The obtained result, that is a positive beta 0.471, a strong T value 9.065, and a significant P value which is less than 0.001, shows a positive association between work from home facilities and employee job performance. Work from home, hence through this, the finding is that the work from home facility enhances job performance by providing flexible work environment and reducing commuting time. There are fewer distractions and quieter work environments and less commuting stress, which enhances the job satisfaction. There are other studies that shows that a positive association between work from home and job performance is because of flexibility of time it allows. Telecommuting employees reports higher productivity and less stress. Now, the organization can use this insight to adopt work from home policies that would boost employee job performance. This provides adequate tools and resources for remote work. They can train managers to support remote teams effectively. For hypothesis 2, it proposes that the influence of work from home on job satisfaction would be significantly positive. The resulting outcome was beta 0.933, T 138.61, and p-value less than 0.001. This demonstrates a statistically significant positive correlation between work from home and job satisfaction. A work from home can boost job satisfaction through increased autonomy, flexibility, and better work-life balance. Flexibility increases job satisfaction, especially when the employees choose work hours. There are studies that show work from home leads to high job satisfaction through better management of work and personal responsibilities. Organizations can create policies in promoting flexibility and autonomy, implement regular check-ins, and maintain supportive communication. They can ensure employees have access to necessary tools and resources for effective remote work, and they can provide training on time management and remote work best practices. For hypothesis 3, it states that there is a significant impact of job satisfaction on employee job performance. This analysis result underscores a robust and statistically significant positive correlation between job satisfaction and employee job performance. Higher job satisfaction correlates with better job performance, indicating significant association between the two factors. There have been studies that state job satisfaction significantly influences employee productivity, since satisfied employees are more likely to be motivated to perform better. The organizations can take initiatives to boost job satisfaction and performances by recognizing employee achievements, providing career development opportunities, and ensuring a positive work environment. Organizations can create a supportive work culture and address employee concerns promptly. Hypothesis 4, it states that employee job satisfaction mediates the relationship between work from home and employee job performance. In my study, I have found that there is a partial job satisfaction acts as a partial mediator, because even after taking job satisfaction into account, work from home has a direct effect on employee job performance. The findings are that work from home directly influences job performance. Significant portion of the effect is transmitted through job satisfaction. Job satisfaction acts as a critical intermediary mechanism. A study by Raman states that job satisfaction mediates the relationship between work arrangements and employee outcomes, and it highlights the role of job satisfaction in enhancing employee performance. For hypothesis 5, the results of analysis revealed a non-significant moderation effect. Contrary to the expectation, these findings suggest that in our sample, gender does not significantly alter the influence of work from home on job performance. A negative beta indicates that a potential trend where gender might influence the work from home and employee job performance relationship negatively, but this effect is not statistically significant. So although our hypothesis lacked support, the non-significant result underscores the complexity of gender-related factors. It emphasizes on the need to explore gender's impact on job performance in remote settings further. There have been studies that delve into gender differences in remote work preferences, work-life balance, and perceived productivity. And one study by Feng and Savani highlights the importance of organizational culture and leadership styles in understanding the link between remote work and job performance. Non-significant result guides future research and organizational considerations. While gender-specific strategies may not be necessary based on this study findings, organizations should continue to promote inclusive remote work policies that cater to the diverse needs of all employees. Hypothesis 6 states age moderates the relationship between work from home and employee job performance. The significant moderation effect suggests that age plays a crucial role in influencing the relationship between work from home and job performance. And the negative beta coefficient suggests that as age increases, the relationship between work from home and job performance becomes less positive. The findings highlight the age's role in shaping work from home's impact on employee job performance. It indicates that work from home effect is more negative on older employees, suggesting challenges in remote work adaptation in terms of technology. Older employees might possess better coping mechanisms and more established work habits, mitigating the negative effects. Now, organization need to tailor remote work support for younger employees to address challenges in maintaining optimal job performance, because even if they have they adapt better due to better use of digital tools, they may pose challenges in terms of experience and more discipline while working from home. Targeted resources and support can help younger employees navigate remote work challenges and maintain productivity in flexible environments. Hypothesis 7, it says designation moderates the relationship between work from home and employee job performance. So the positive beta coefficient indicates that impact of work from home on job performance is positive for employees with certain designation on job roles or job roles. The significant p-value and p-value confirm that this moderation effect is statistically significant. For employees with specific designations, the relationship between work from home and employee job performance is amplified positively. Research has found that employees with higher level designations may leverage work from home opportunities effectively due to greater autonomy, and lower level designations or structured role may face challenges in adapting to the remote work and maintaining productivity. Organizations need to tailor their remote work strategies to accommodate the diverse needs and preferences of employees across different designations, ensuring work from home arrangements contribute positively to job performance. Role-specific strategies such as providing remote work training or suitable positions can enhance the overall organizational effectiveness. The 8 hypotheses have been tested using Mann-Whitney-U in such cases to analyze data. So my data was non-parametric. In statistic, data distribution need to be normal, and the population of the data should be homogeneous in nature. In the real world scenario, data is often more complex and may not follow the rules of normal distribution. In such cases, to analyze the data, non-parametric tests are used as an alternative method to parametric tests. These tests are methods of statistical analysis that do not require a distribution to meet the required assumption to be analyzed if the data are not normally distributed. So in this study, we have used Mann-Whitney-U test alternative to a t-test for analyzing the effect of occupation of the respondents with the employee job performance. For employees' job performance, the test reveals insignificant differences of EJP in the employee job performance for employees of IT sector and education sector. The median is identical, that is 3.83. It shows a small effect size, 0.0485. Hence, the hypothesis 8 that there is a significant difference between employees of IT sector and educational sector in their job performance is not supported. Here I have listed down the objective hypothesis and the results in a table as suggested by one of the external faculties. Results and results discussions and conclusion. The SDT theory, the study found a strong positive correlation between work from home and job satisfaction, and between job satisfaction and employee job performance. SDT identifies 3 basic psychological needs, that is autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Our findings suggest that work from home enhances job satisfaction by fulfilling needs of autonomy, and increased autonomy would lead to higher job satisfaction and better job performance. The mediation effect of job satisfaction highlights importance of fulfilling employees' psychological needs and needs for enhanced performance. The conservation of resource theory, the positive relationship between work from home and employee job performance indicates that the employees perform better when they have access to necessary resource and support while working from home. This UR theory states that individuals strive to obtain, retain, and protect their resources. Work from home enhances employee performance by reducing commuting time, providing a flexible work environment. Younger employees adapt with technology, leverage these resources better as compared to older employees. The job characteristics theory, the relationship between work from home and job satisfaction is highlighted by the importance of this theory, and designation moderates the relationship between work from home and EJP. Findings indicate that work from home enhances job satisfaction by increasing autonomy and better management of work. Moderation effect of designation suggests that the employees in roles with higher autonomy and task significance benefit more from work from home. Social exchange theory, the relationship between work from home and job performance and the mediation by job satisfaction align with the principles of social exchange theory. It suggests that employees' behavior and attitudes are influenced by perceived exchange of resources within the organization. The study shows that providing support and resources for work from home fosters trust and reciprocity amongst employees and lead to enhanced job performance. Moderation by age indicates younger employees who value technological resources more perceive greater benefits from work from home. Insights into gender, age, and designation shed light on the remote work dynamics. Gender moderation affect the relationship between work from home and employee job performance as non-significant. Age moderation effect highlights the challenges for older employees in remote work. Tailored resources and mentorship can enhance autonomy and motivation for young workers. Designation moderate effect indicates there are varying work from home experience across job roles, and higher level employee benefit more with increased autonomy. The practical implications, organizations may invest in infrastructure and technology to support remote work effectively. They may offer training programs to employees to adapt to the remote work environments. They may tailor work from home policy to accommodate diverse needs based on factors like gender, age, and designation. Also, flexible scheduling options and accommodation of employees with caregiving responsibilities or health concerns can contribute to a supportive and equitable work environment. Employees can advocate for flexible work arrangements, including options for remote work. They can negotiate with employers for remote work agreements aligned with productivity levels. They can maintain work-life balance by setting clear boundaries and by managing time effectively. As a society, we can shape labor policies and infrastructural development initiatives to support remote work. We can implement policies that facilitate remote work adoption, such as providing incentives to businesses that invest in remote work infrastructure and supporting initiatives that promote digital connectivity in rural areas. Supporting remote work will drive economic growth, improve quality of life, and promote sustainability. The managerial implications, remote work policies and practices can be better formed. Review technology and infrastructure to support remote work collaboration and communication. Employee engagement and satisfaction. This study would foster a supportive remote work culture and facilitate special connection among remote teams. Performance management and feedback. Establish clear performance expectation and key performance indicators for remote employees. The companies can conduct regular check-ins and performance reviews to provide feedback and support to the remote workers. Diversity and inclusion. Companies can consider diverse needs based on demographics. While designing the remote work policies, they can ensure equitable access to remote work opportunities for employees with caregiving responsibilities. Training and development. Companies can invest in training programs to help employees adapt to remote work and build essential competencies. They can provide training on remote communication tools, time management technique, and work-life balance. Conclusion. This study reveals that there are no statistically significant difference in job performance between the employees of IT and education sector, suggesting a leveling effect of work from home across industries. This study also finds robust and statistically significant positive associations between work from home arrangements and both job performance and satisfaction, emphasizing the importance of the facility in contemporary organization context. The moderation effect provide nuanced insights into how individual characteristics shape the relationship between work from home job performance, with older employees potentially facing greater challenges in remote work scenario. The positive moderation effect of designation suggests that certain job roles may experience amplified performance benefit. Non-significant moderation effect of gender highlights the need for further research to explore gender dynamics in remote work outcomes. This study underscores the multifaceted nature of work from home arrangement and its implication for employee performance and employee well-being. The limitations and future scope for research. Limitations of the study includes its cross-sectional designing. This study focuses on IT and education sector within the service sector, within the service industry, potentially limiting the generalizability of findings to other service sectors. The sample composition may not fully represent the diversity within the service industry. Measurement issues such as reliance on self-reported measures of employee satisfaction also may pose potential biases. Future research could adopt longitudinal designs, explore additional service sectors, include more diverse sample, and utilize objective performance metrics to address these limitations. Researchers could also investigate other new moderating variables, such as organizational culture or leadership styles. Other mediating mechanisms can be looked into, like work-life balance or job autonomy. Future studies could examine the impact of remote work facilities on other employee outcomes beyond satisfaction and performance, such as turnover and organizational commitment. To enhance the depth and breadth of research in this area, mixed method approach could be employed, combining quantitative analysis with qualitative method to capture both numerical relationships and qualitative experience. Adapting a multi-level analysis approach would allow researchers to explore how individual level factors interact with organizational level variables to influence remote work outcomes. These are my publications and the acknowledgements. So I would like to thank everyone, especially Dr. Preeta Chaturvedi, for my guide and her constant support, and everyone of the ICFA University for their constant support in this span of my completing my PhD thesis. And thank you so much for your comments and ma'am's comments. It has been incorporated and definitely has made my study more comprehensive and robust. Thank you.
Yes, I request Sangeeta madam to share your comments.
Yeah, so very nice presented, Tanuka. You presented your work very well. I have a couple of questions on you. One is the general question that I have, that regarding the comments which I had, the suggestions which I had made, rather, the comments which I had made on your report. Have you incorporated them?
Yes, ma'am. I have the compliance report with me if you would like to view.
No, that is fine. So I'm still curious to know, would you still want to call it a critical study? Because when I saw your VIVA notice, I remembered that I had suggested that this critical word be removed, because any and every top research work requires a critique.
Ma'am, I have
Okay,
removed.
so yeah, but your VIVA notice still has a critical That's why I asked you this. I was just curious to know whether you changed the title or not. Just that was a matter of curiosity, nothing else. So the notice which came, the email which came, still has the word critique. That's why I just wanted to confirm. Okay. Regarding the other comments where I had requested that you present your results and your findings together and explain them, that you've done, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, I'll come to some questions, just about 3 or 4 of them. First is that you talk about, if I ask you in a nutshell, what are your 3 major findings? Okay. So work from home facility has a positive effect on employee satisfaction. That is what you said, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah, so work from home facility leads to employee satisfaction. That's what you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
Then you also said the second finding is that work from home facility also has a positive impact on performance, right?
Yes.
And the third one, what did you say?
The job satisfaction mediates the relationship between work from home and job performance, partially mediates the relationship.
Okay. So you're talking about home facility, the work from home facility, it has an impact on employee satisfaction. Also has an impact on performance of people. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
But there is mixed research, there's a lot of mixed findings which say, so in a way, what you're saying is work from home leads to satisfaction, work from home leads to higher productivity, correct? But
Yes.
there is research which says that it's not essential that people who are highly satisfied are also good performers. Now, what do you have
Okay.
to say there?
So, ma'am, there are also studies that suggest that satisfaction leads to better performance.
No, there are
Or
mixed results. That is what I'm saying. Some researchers have said that satisfaction leads to greater performance. People who are satisfied turn out to be better workers. But there is research which shows that people are very satisfied, they become very relaxed with their work. Like, for example, a lot of government organizations, you say, people know that their job is secure, they're going to get their monthly salary, they're going to get their time-bound promotions, they're going to get DA allowances every few months. Once they retire, they're going to get the social security in place. There's a very nice, good offices there, facilities there, nice perks, benefits. तो काम करने का क्या जरूरत है? Now, what do you say to that?
ma'am, according to the literature review, yes, there are mixed results to this. But then in my sample, in my study, I have considered IT sector and the education sector. In this, in my sample, in my population, work from home, it has been seen that the work from home facility enhances job satisfaction and that in turn also enhances job performance. That is my finding. Like you
That
said,
is
there are
why I asked a question in your on your report. Also, I made one of the questions which I put in my report was also related to this. That when you're making such a generalized statement, that in your study, what you sample you took, how would it differ if this study was extended to other sectors like banking or like hospitality, or say like even restaurants, or say home, like of course restaurants here meaning delivery, like something like you get we could prepare the food, but it gets delivered through Swiggy or through Zomato. In those cases where people are in the hospitality sector, or when people are in, say for example, banking sector, or for example people in other service sectors, do you think these findings will be equally applicable there?
No, ma'am, it will not be equally applicable because I've also mentioned here specific sectors would have specific challenges and opportunities. The work culture is
Your title, if you look at your title, it says study on work from home facility and its impact on employee satisfaction performance in the service sector. That is why I had posed this question in your report. I don't know whether that report was shared with you. One of the questions which I've said is that how do you think these findings will differ if you extend it to other sectors in the service sector, other industries in the service, or other service providers which are actually in the service sector?
So, ma'am, yes, like you said, it does not encapsulate the entire impact on all the service sectors, or even it is the studies for Ranchi, education and IT sectors of Ranchi only. Even if I go to any other city, metropolitan city, probably the results would differ. In a banking industry.
Yeah, but it would have been good if you had done that. When you're doing a study which is very just limited to Ranchi, or just limited to a very small part of a state, I mean, you're not going to be able to get generalized results. So my next question to you is, what prevented you from doing that? Because today data collection, all of you students, you don't think it's all students today collect data online. You have your Google surveys, you have your documents, you prepare the form, the Google form, and you circulate it. So data collection is not that difficult as it used to be earlier, and constraints of geography no longer exist now. So why did you not, try to get a sample from other cities?
Actually, ma'am, my scope and focus was on Jharkhand specifically. I wanted to understand this as this study is a foundation to it. Maybe when I after the thesis, maybe
If
as
it
an
is Jharkhand only, then you should have mentioned in your title a study on work of home facility and its impact on satisfaction and performance in the service sector in Jharkhand.
ma'am, I would take this as a learning for.
Okay. Now, if you were, so you went and you did a questionnaire study. If you were to adopt a mixed methods approach, how would you have conducted the study? Do you think the findings would have been different?
Ma'am, so my study is a quantitative approach one. For mixed method, I would have also had to incorporate the qualitative aspect of it. So here I am asking questions and the respondents are responding in a Likert scale from 5 to 1. There probably I would have had an open-ended questionnaire where I would try to understand in depth the experiences of the respondents in a work from home facility.
Yeah, so don't you think that would have given you better insights?
Yes, ma'am, I do think. that would have been given me a
How
better
long did you take for your PhD? How many years?
Ma'am, I started in registration was 2020, so 4 years.
Okay. So 4 years. Okay. Okay. Now the other question which I have is relates to you talk somewhere about age. Of course, you've given that as a limitation, right? That you've not drawn any comparison across age or gender, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, but I'll ask you, Tanuka, and it's absolutely a gender biased gender, and I'm not being gender biased at all. It's
Yes.
absolutely not gender biasing at all. I'm repeating, there is no gender bias. But I'd want your thoughts on it. How do you feel? If a sample is a male sample and if a sample is a female sample, how do you think? And if you drew a cross comparison, do you think there would have been any difference in your findings?
Ma'am, again, I think it would depend on the individual respondents. But if you ask my opinion personally, yes, there would be, because in the Indian scenario, even now, mostly the primary caregivers are the females in a family. So their work-life balance, their work-life boundaries get more blurred in a work-from-home scenario. They have to take care of the families, of the kids, of the seniors of the in the family, and then also meet their day-to-day targets at office. So I feel it is a little bit more difficult for the female employees. They need extra support, extra understanding from the family members as well as their company.
No. So what is it? See, let's not get into that. What I'm asking you, findings regarding performance and findings regarding satisfaction. Do you think that it would have been different across if you had taken a male and a female sample and you had compared it, compared it?
Yes, the results may have been different for male and female.
What do you think will be the result? You think male will be better performers or female will be better performers? Or do you think male will be satisfied and female will not be satisfied? What do you think will be a result?
Ma'am, I don't have any evidence to back my thinking basically, hence I am taking time. But yes, I think the male would be more satisfied in a work from home scenario.
No, that is what I was going to ask you, right? You have mentioned, and why I asked you this question, in your theory, in your literature review where you were talking, you talked about a theory which you've drawn as a basis. And a lot of it comes from that theory, the findings. In fact, what I asked you is directly from that theory. Can you now hint? Can you now answer after taking this hint? In one of your theories, you mentioned, which is that theory? Why I'm asking you this? Because as a researcher, you have to be very, very, open, and if you've drawn something from the theory, you should be able to, you should be able to cite that, yes, this comes from this theory, or this finding could be drawn from this theory, or this finding supports this theory. Now you tell me, here's a theory where you're talking about, you've drawn from the theory, that's what you say. And from that theory, if you see, you'll get the answer. If you want, you can scroll down the slides. Whether there will be a difference in male, female, or across, age, especially male, female.
Ma'am, I believe we're talking about the conservation of resource theory in this case.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go through the theories. Yeah.
Social exchange theory, is it?
You go through and tell me. Go. Again, you skip the slide.
This one?
You tell me. How many theories have you gone? 3 or 4, right?
4.
Go, start from the first one.
Okay. So the first one is self-determination theory.
The first sentence, you get the answer. What I was looking for.
Okay.
It's all about your motivation and your personality, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Then, what is your need for power? What is your need for achievement? How strongly are you, or in terms of motivation? What is your esteem need? What is your self-actualization need? A lot of our satisfaction and comes from the self-actualization. Where do I see myself and where do I reach? And that gives me an answer whether I'm satisfied or I'm not satisfied. Correct?
Yes, ma'am. Understood.
Yes or no? Yes, ma'am. Similarly, it's coming to your personality. A lot of your satisfaction how satisfied you're. Certain people with very small little things, they're very satisfied. And some people who, you know, they're looking, they are highly, very strong, strong, if you look at even the big five, yeah. If you look at the big five theory also, that there are people with these personality traits who are very, who will be easily, who are more self-contained as compared to those who are looking for more and more openness to experience, extraversion, right? So your personality also has an impact on what kind of satisfaction level you will have, because personality is going to determine where you want to reach, or where you're looking for, or what you're looking for, isn't it? So this entire thing, I'm actually, thesis is a very good thesis. I must congratulate you for that. But you have to be slightly more, I would more confident about the kind of theories you're applying and relating it to the findings. Okay, otherwise it's a good work. Of course, the answer to this is that yes, there could be differences, there could not be differences. It all depends upon a large number of factors, including personality, motivation, attitudes. Okay, all that will have an impact on people's, your job commitment, attitudes. That's why I said the job engagement, the job commitment, the job satisfaction, all things comes from attitudes, right? Okay, so I think I'm done with my questions, and you can move to the next examiner, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the insights, ma'am.
Thank you, madam. Now I request Richa madam to proceed.
Thank you so much.
I've incorporated the miss. Yes. Okay. So my major question is with regard to the theories that you have used to explain your relationship. You have named a number of theories in your thesis. So that if you look at the good journals,
I'm not able to hear.
Mike.
I think
can you hear me, ma'am, now? Am I audible, Professor Sangeeta?
yeah.
Yeah, so I was saying that my major question is with regard to the theories that you have used to explain your philosophy. A better way is to use, as I have written in my comments as well, is to use one or two overarching theories that can explain your entire model. So you have borrowed from conservation of resources theory, then social exchange, then you also talked about job characteristics, self-determination, right? So if you were to use one single theory to explain your entire model, what would be that? Because none of the theories that you have mentioned here fully explain your model.
Yes.
For example, in case of self-determination theory, 1/3 of the theory doesn't support your arguments. For example, the relatedness dimension of it, you yourself said that.
Challenges.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I believe that is why I have incorporated these theories, because one theory was not explaining my study completely. Hence, I have used these theories. But I understand your point. If I have any one theory explaining the study, that would have been.
Yeah, if you will go through good journal papers, if you will go through good thesis, the pattern usually is to use one or two overarching theories rather than naming a number of theories.
Okay.
And my second question is with regard to the moderation hypothesis that you have proposed. Based upon the arguments from social exchange.
Okay. Yes.
So in the thesis also, these arguments were not very clear to me. What theory explains the moderation effect of gender, age, and education? I don't find any connection between the theories that you have named and the moderation effect of these variables.
Okay. So this theory suggests that if the employees perceive they're getting something of value from the employer, then their performance would they would be performing better. Their performance increased. So in terms of age, if I have to explain, for example, if the young employees, they would adapt better to work from home facility because they are more technologically sound. Therefore they can adapt to the work from home facility better. Again, there can be issues that they will find challenging in the form of social isolation, less communication, limited face-to-face interaction, and less supervision from the managers. So that can pose challenge to the young employee's performance. Now, if the young employee feels that the work from home facility, that benefit that he is getting from the organization is more than the cost that he is paying of social isolation, and
That applies to everyone, not only to young employees, right? Yeah.
so that is how I had actually explained for the designation also. And
Your argument, that's what I'm trying to say. Your arguments apply to everyone. Male,
yes.
female, that people of every age group, people of all the designation. Right? So you have to explain it in terms that how the relationship is going to vary for different age groups, for male, female, for if people at different levels in the organization, right? So that argument I found was weak in the thesis and has not been addressed. Then some of the issues were there with regard to methodology. Some of them you have incorporated and explained in the study, because one of my question was there was no information on the number of IT companies and educational institutes that were contacted and how were they chosen, but you have now included that in your presentation. Yeah, another major issue was with regard to the work from home scale that you have used.
Yes, ma'am.
So you have taken scale from a recent study conducted in 2022.
Yes.
But that study talks about a number of things apart from work from home. That's why they have used a scale with a lot of other constructs. So, for example, you have yourself named it culture and motivation, satisfaction, communication, workplace design at home, work-life balance. So these aspects are very different from work from home. How you have used the complete 32 item scale?
Ma'am, because I felt, firstly, it has been, this questionnaire was used, so it is reliable and it would make my study more trustworthy.
No, those authors have used to measure it different constructs. For example, out of 32, some items were there to measure workplace design at home. Some items were there for work-life balance, and some were there for work from home. So you could have just extracted those items and included only those items rather than the entire questionnaire. That was designed for their study, based upon the constructs they were interested in studying. You have not studied these aspects.
I thought it was giving a complete picture of the work from home.
No, it was, if you read, I went through all the items. Can you open the questionnaire? If you read the items, you will get to know they are not measuring work from home aspect.
Yes. I'm sharing the entire screen.
Yes, so if you read the items,
I'm given the freedom to set my own working hours.
flexible work location, that is okay. Next,
Work-life
balance, yeah.
Work gives me the energy to perform activities outside work. My private life gives me the energy to do the work. I set limits on the amount of work I do to save my own personal time.
Yeah, so work-life balance is a different aspect. It is not connected to work from home, right? So they are measuring it as a separate variable in their study. Similarly, if you see workplace design, at home, space is suitable for focusing on doing work, right? This is about the design aspect of it. Next is, and they have specifically mentioned these variables as part of their study. Communication, for example. The organization, go down, go up. The organization provides procedures for physical or virtual presence. The institution has chat and video programs that enable me to communicate with colleagues and managers at work. Then I have more access to information needed to perform my duties, and then come to culture and motivation. So how do you link it with work from home? In work, employees are motivated to innovate at work. This statement applies to every work situation, irrespective of, whether work from home, work from office. Employees can develop themselves well within the organization. The organization is culture is transferred to new employees. These are very generic statements which just measure the culture and motivation. Right? So this is in no way related to your independent variables. That's what I'm saying. You should have just taken the first flexible, how they have named that dimension, flexible work location. That's what is your variable, right? And because satisfaction is included under this, go down to satisfaction. Yeah. So here you have measured satisfaction. Organization is committed to providing optimum working condition for its employee. I feel satisfied with the work I do. And then separately you are measuring job satisfaction. So job satisfaction, you have taken it as a dimension of work from home. And again, you are measuring it as a mediator. And that's why perhaps the correlation between work from home and job satisfaction is very high, 0.933, because there is overlap in the items.
Okay.
That's what I asked you to address. Just take those 6 questions which are measuring work from home and then assess your entire work. That's why there was a question of multicollinearity in your studies. So how you have addressed multicollinearity?
VIF, ma'am. So the results have come less than 10, which is the standard.
VIF values you have reported for individual items. I asked you to report it for the constructs. Have you gone through my comments?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
So I have mentioned clearly that item-wise VIF values are reported, and that those are also higher than 5, although the standard is 10, but still some indication we can get from individual VIF values as well. So if you will note down the VIF values for job satisfaction and work from home, you will see it will not meet the multicollinearity criteria.
Ma'am, actually, my view was if a person is satisfied with the work from home settings, then the job satisfaction increases.
But your items don't reflect that. Understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Items are very similar
To each other.
Then, with regard to moderation effect of age, can you go back to the interaction plot that you have shown? Age. This is age, right? So how do you interpret this graph? Just interpret it for me.
So through this graph, you understand as age increases, the performance is negatively impacted.
Was this the same in your thesis, or you have corrected because
No, ma'am.
given this comment? Okay, yeah. So here, if you see, the red line shows it for the young employees, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So the slope of red line is higher than as compared to for the other age group.
Older one.
Yeah. Right. So the relationship between work from home and employee performance is stronger for younger ones,
Yes,
right? But in your report, in your thesis, you have interpreted it
No, I
oppositely.
corrected
You have corrected that, right?
The graph I have not corrected.
Yeah.
Interpretation.
Interpretation.
Yes, ma'am.
Then as you are testing mediation, right? So it's important that causation or causal effect is established. So why did you go for a cross-sectional study when mediation was your main hypothesis? Why didn't you go for a longitudinal one?
Longitudinal, I would have had to go to the respondents again and again to study I mean, the same respondents, since it is a voluntary thing, the respondents may not be willing to, fill in the questionnaires again. That was one of the reasons.
No, there are challenges with longitudinal study, but when your main hypothesis is related to mediation, you cannot be sure with cross-sectional data about the direction. It's important when you are testing for mediation, it should be longitudinal. Or you could have gone for mixed method to again validate your.
Yes, ma'am. So,
Did you include any control variables in your model?
control variables.
Professor Sangeeta was also talking about a number of variables that can influence the relationship among the proposed variables. So it's important that such extraneous variables that can impact the relationships are controlled for while testing. For example, ma'am talked about personality, right? So these are important variables that can change the nature relationship. So it is important that you identify right control variables and control for them while analyzing your data.
Not but I take this as an
Yeah. Yeah, so some of the questions I have mentioned to be asked during the VIVA. Some madam has already covered. I'll go through the remaining ones. How many questionnaires were circulated and what was the response?
850 questionnaires, and out of that, I got 775 responses, but I have taken 50 because many were values were
Have you
missing.
included that in your thesis now?
Yes, ma'am, and in the PPT also.
And then one important part that you missed was about common method bias. Have you heard of it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And after your comments, I have done the Harman single factor test. It was around 43. So,
Harman single factor test is now more acceptable in the academic world. More advanced techniques have come up. Marker variable or latent variable analysis.
ma'am, I was reading about that, but then I had the time restrictions, so I thought that was.
So at the time of administering the survey, designing the survey, which we call as procedural remedies.
Yes. So the respondents were anonymous. That would eliminate the chance of they responding in a socially desirable responses. So that would eliminate bias. Also, the questionnaire is of such wording that there is no misinterpretation. There is no misunderstanding. So that bias is also eliminated that way. These 2-3 things I've done.
Were there any negative items in your questionnaire? Negatively framed where you had to do reverse coding? Why negative items should be there in your questionnaire? If all items are positively voted, there is a tendency on the part of respondents to just stick on
Okay.
one option consistently.
So the bias exists that way.
Right? So there are certain remedies that can be adopted to overcome its effect. Anyways, my last question is, what would you change if you were to perform this research again?
Like you said, mixed approach and longitudinal study for sure. That these 2 things I'll be doing.
So there were certain formatting issues with regard to the tables that you have directly taken from the software output. Have you changed?
Spacing, formatting, grammatical mistakes, all that I've changed.
Okay. All right then.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for the valuable insights. Thank you.
So I'm happy with your presentation and I'm happy with the way you have incorporated all the suggestions. And I happily recommend this thesis for the award of PhD degree. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes.
Madam, you are on mute. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, I said even I recommend the thesis for award of the PhD degree. Congratulations, Tanuka, Dr. Tanuka, and congratulations to both Dr. Tanuka and her research supervisor and thesis advisory committee members. Wishing you all the very best, Tanuka.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah, this is the beginning of your research journey, and you should now work in this area and try to bring in, a lot of other variables into your study, and you can publish really good work in this. Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, wishing you all the best. Yeah.
For your support. Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations to the supervisor.
Congratulations. Second.